Just lounging in the shadows, plotting world domination as any cultured vampire cat would. But fear not, Misa. I'll make time for our gaming adventures and witty banter. The night is young, and so am I. Spiders with top hats, a fish that walks on land, or a ghost who's afraid of the dark. But nothing scares me more than running out of treats before midnight. Now that's truly terrifying. Oh, those fancy arachnids think they're all high and mighty with their dapper headwear. It's just not natural, Misa. Spiders should stick to 8 legs and silk webs, not accessorizing with top hats. They need a lesson in humility.
Meowdy doo. Hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good time zone. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. You made it halfway through the week. If you're still here. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your day went okay. I don't know if I could do that emote. Welcome on in. Let me scroll on up. We got Mystic, you got first, so you get the oh, the emote was in the way. Oops. Welcome on in, Mystic. We're doing well. I believe there was someone new that stopped by. Midbrowman, if you're still here, welcome on in. Happy Wednesday. We were just in our, loading screen. Not a lot happens in a loading screen. That's why I have, well, sometimes fishing, but now we have cards. You can redeem your cards. Collect them while you're loading, which I should too, because technically I should try to collect all my cards too. Chilling at work, nice. I saw the person who made this widget. They did update it, but I haven't looked into how to. So I think you got to re-download, and that might mean I have to redo everything. I'm not sure, but they did up it to 50 cards, but I haven't updated it. So when I do update it, we'll have a lot more cards, which would actually mean those of you that want to be a card can have multiple cards, because 50 that's quite a lot. I don't know if I would do all 50 because I'm thinking about how it shows the cards down at the bottom. I feel like that would take up a lot of space. But we'll see. Yeah, but it's just nice to have more. I don't think I go to full 50, but because like right now we have, I want to say 14, and as you can see, even with 14, it's been difficult to collect all 14. So I think we're pretty good. Maybe we'll have like seasons, so it'll be like 15 cards, and then maybe we'll do like a season 2 or something with 15 cards. I don't know. We'll see. But it's there because people ask for more, so you never know. The other thing I was thinking was if they didn't add more cards was like a season effect, or like maybe after 6, certain amount of months, just like remove the cards and then put like new ones in. That was my other idea too. But they already upped it. I just have to like go through. I haven't done that because I'm not sure if that's like a purchase it again type thing, or you have because I bought it on Coffee. So I haven't done anything with that. I said not interested. All right. So I had on the schedule for today, React. So I haven't done Reacts in a while. And I like to kind of have my week a little bit jumbled where it's like not all games. It's like one day is like something else. So why not React? Because I wasn't sure if I was going to do anything this weekend, but I have some stuff I have to do. Phoebus. So we'll do that. We'll just kind of chill. Ring. And I figured spooky videos because like I don't know, I couldn't think of anything else like that would be React worthy that people would find interesting. So I was like, creepy videos, because creepy could be interesting. So I got some compilations. What do I got here? I got one that's like 4 extremely creepy stories from the Appalachian Mountains, and I feel like the Appalachian Mountains are commonly known as being spooky. So that's a good how long is this one? It's like an hour long, so I might not do the whole thing. And I found 3 scary true horror stories. It's about 23 minutes. And then 10 scary paranormal moments caught on camera. I might do the Appalachian last because it's so long. Maybe we'll do the 20-minute ones and then save the hour-long one, just so we can pad up, because I was like, I want to pad up the time to make sure that we cover everything. Once again, just a reminder for anybody that's here, supposedly Twitch has changed their stuff that you are no longer a lurker if you don't do anything, like if you don't like do a redeem or type in chat. Sometimes it will not count you as as in the number of people in the stream, sadly, because they were saying their like system to get rid of bot viewers will sometimes flag lurkers as bots. So if you are somebody who likes to lurk in streams for support, no problem. Hope work is okay for you. We have a redeem, which is Catnap Lurkies, which is basically, it's a silent lurk. I know some people don't want to be perceived, they just want to lurk. You can click this. I'm not gonna like call you out, Eddie. I mean, you never know, they might think you're a bot. I wouldn't say Eddie. So you could click that and I'll leave you be. I'll accept that you are here just lurking. Venom. Hey, Sons, welcome on in. How you doing? I guess it's Thursday for you. And hydration bot? You could. So Catnap Lurkies is for the people who don't want to be perceived, but they want to count as being a viewer. Our regular lurk, that's just for the regular people that want me to be like, okay, I'll see you guys. I'll see you later. The other thing you could do is you could just do your redeem, your cookie redeem. That's every once a stream. Because that one I don't really like acknowledge, like, oh, thank you for redeeming a cookie. So you have those. So if you just don't want to type anything, you could just do a redeem. And those are quiet redeems. So if you are a streamer, you probably might want to set up some type of quiet redeems that people can do and not feel pressured into, like, because sometimes we just want to be lurking and not perceived. I understand. I'm like that too. I don't want to, I don't want like you to know I'm there. Not that I don't want you to know I'm there, but like I don't want to feel like sometimes I might be busy, like I'm at work or I'm doing something. Silent redeem lets people know, lets them know that you're there, but you're there silently, and we appreciate it. We appreciate the lurkers. I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's just what's been floating around on the internet. So I figured I'd share it, and it doesn't hurt to have those. And we have that here. And we have lots of redeems for you to use your points and count as something. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Mystical work is going all right. Sons, I hope you're doing well. Addie, hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday, so half the week is gone. I have to go take my car in. I think at like 9:30 tomorrow. Because I've been putting in air in my tire. This is the third time today. And then last week. And then the week before. So it seems like there's a hole in it. Probably a nail or something with a slow leak. Where it lasts about a week. And then I gotta put more air in the tire. So I'm just gonna... And it needs a little like, oh, it's maintenance time. Pops up anyway, so I'll just get it all done before work starts again. So I have that tomorrow. Hey, Kieran. So yes, things like that, like just redeeming your cookies, that's cool. And I'm not gonna be like, you need to talk to me. But yeah, I'm like, okay, if it's the third time, there's something wrong with my tire. Probably needs to be replaced or patched. The windshield wiper, I tried replacing it and it didn't work. And the windshield wiper definitely needs to be replaced. So I'm like, I can get them to replace that hopefully. And do whatever maintenance I need to do. So I'm going to be... And then unfortunately, I have a ride, so I will just have to wait there. So I'll be there being bored, probably just online. Stalking discords and stuff like that. So yeah, that'll be me. Okay, so let me get these videos going. I think we could do that. I think we will do it in here. What do you mean late? It's like I don't even start till like 8:10, so it's not really technically late, but welcome on in, Chief. Nothing. I was just telling chat we're gonna do reacts today. I don't know, I think not last time, but the first time we did spooky videos, so I was like, I'll do more spooky videos. So we're gonna watch some spooky videos today. Probably won't get through all of them because I like tried to pad it so that I have like a ton of videos. So yeah, we could just like, I don't know, get cozy with spooky stuff. If that makes sense. Only half, oh my gosh, half the stream. How dare you? Oh, if you guys want an update on the like Tesla charger thingy that I've been doing for weeks, finally it's scheduled. They're gonna do it next week, so I'll be free from that curse. I'll be free from that job. I end up having to do a third company, and then they wanted the third company, so I was like, okay. So yeah, I'll be done with that escapade next week, and I won't have to worry about calling around, waiting on people to come around. You know how it is. They give you windows of like, we'll be there between 10 and 4, and so you gotta like, you know, be ready for somebody to show up at random time. That'll be done next week, thank goodness. Oh no, Spooky Mesa, and it's storming. Hold on, it's not storming here. That must just be you. Oh, you got a commission too, that's right. Yeah, I don't hold on. I kind of feel like it's rather something where we have similar weather, or it's something where it's gonna come.
We'll either be there at the ass crack of dawn or at the last minute of the workday. Cancel all your plans.
I should have informed you sooner. Let me take this oh no. Cancel all your plans. No, let me see. Let me look at weather just to see. Is mine? Because it could be that. No, I'm pretty good. No storm for me. That's good. Because I've had it with like the flash flooding that's been going on. No, it's my failure. I should have informed you sooner. Oh no. So it's for Toot, really? I haven't. No, it hasn't been storming here. Okay. Yeah, let me look. Today was cloudy, yeah. And yesterday was like fine. Thursday, partly sunny, and then Friday, sunny, Saturday, Sunday, sunny, Sunday, sunny, Monday, sunny, Tuesday, sunny. So yeah, I think I'm safe from whatever that is. It's not coming my way. Which I'm fine with, because we had flooding in where I'm at not that long ago, so I don't need any more rain. Okay. Kill the music. Kill that. Then let's see, I don't use this one as often. So okay, it's probably a tier list. Okay, so we'll do. No, I don't want to do this one because it's gonna take forever. There we go. There we go. This one is just called 3 Scary True Horror Stories. I don't know how true they are. But I just looked up true horror stories. We have Floris over here. I think it's dying down now. Okay. It didn't come my way. Which is yeah. I don't know, I think all the rain is on this side of the country and not on the other side. Which the West Coast needs more rain. They got like fires and crap. All this rain over here needs to like turn itself around and go that way because they get too many like fires and we get all the rain. Oh, even over there too. I don't know what it is. So also over there? Maybe just like east and then the UK. But like West Coast is not. They have fires going on. Suppose it, yeah. Probably, yeah, it does move from west to east. So I don't know. Anyways. I don't know what the sound. Fire low, we'll see. Sounds creepy. Okay. All right, we got our first.
My girlfriend and I recently moved.
Let me recheck. Could have sent stuff, but I forgot. Well, I didn't say what I was doing today. I just said I was going to react, but I didn't like. I mean, if you guys want to send something, you can in the Discord. Because I literally picked some random stuff. I did not preview it. So I have no clue. So wait. 45 minutes. Oh gosh. Well, you know what? Maybe these will give you some comfy with some horror. All right. I guess this is just like stories people are reading out.
Into our new house.
Okay.
It's honestly the home we've been dreaming of. The perfect fit for us. We have a cat named Bella, whom we rescued together, so everything felt perfect when we first moved in.
Cat?
The only downside at first was the house to our right. It looked abandoned, as the owner had started renovating it but never finished. The layout of the house is such that on our right there's a space for the entrance to our back garden, and next to that is the abandoned house's entrance to its back garden.
Oh, I got a favorite? Nice.
There's no fence separating the two, as the owner removed it to install a new one but never completed the job, leaving both back gardens with open access. Behind the abandoned house is another property separated by a fence. From what we could see, several young men lived there. Occasionally, when we returned home, we'd see them cutting through the neighbor's back garden to reach the front of the street. We didn't think much of it at first. Maybe they knew the owner and had permission.
Oh, they're going
Fast
in like
forward to our first
house.
night in the new house. We were sitting in the back garden, enjoying the space, and looked up at the houses behind us, just out of curiosity. That's when we noticed a man staring blankly at us from a window.
Oh, God.
He wasn't hiding it. He made it very obvious.
Really?
There was no expression on his face, and the room was dark, which made the whole thing even more unsettling. We assumed he was just curious about his new neighbors, but after half an hour of that blank stare,
Half an hour?
we decided to go inside. The next few days were normal. I went to work, and my fiancée continued unpacking. One night, we decided to sit in the garden again. It was dark, but we enjoyed looking at the stars and having deep conversations, until we heard the makeshift wooden board fence being moved. 3 men appeared, standing there, staring at us.
Oh, gosh.
"Are you okay?" I asked. knowing they wouldn't leave unless I said something. The youngest looking one, around 29, was holding a big bag, and we had no idea what was inside. He offered us some stolen washing up tablets, which we declined.
What, washing up
I made a
tablets?
joke about it because the situation felt so awkward. He smiled and said okay, and then they left. What struck me was how they just let themselves into our garden without saying anything, like as if they had every right to be there. We went back inside, thinking it was a one-off, but it all started getting worse from there. They began helping themselves into our garden more often and acting in ways that were clearly meant to intimidate us.
Oh.
They would get into the next door house by lifting up the fence that separated the back gardens and walking through. I forgot to mention, my girlfriend and I are both 20 years old, so of course the idea that they might be trying to intimidate us as two young women was the first thing that crossed our minds. One day, while I was cleaning the front room, 2 police officers came around the side of our house and entered the abandoned garden. They lifted up the fence and looked around for a few minutes before leaving without saying anything.
You should have told the cops.
I thought it was strange, but continued with my day, assuming maybe the people next door were trouble. A few days later, the police knocked on our door. They explained that the house behind us was now vacant. The men had been kicked out for antisocial behavior, apparently not just towards us, but with other neighbors too. Honestly, we were relieved. Even though they hadn't physically done anything yet, it meant they wouldn't get the chance to escalate things.
That's what
we continued settling into the house, but one day, while I was in the bath, I heard a loud bang outside.
Oh.
I quickly got dressed and ran to find my girlfriend. I found her recording something from our spare bedroom window, which faces the garden of the now empty house. I asked what was going on, but she shushed me. After a moment, she explained. A man we had never seen before pointed up at our bedroom window, and when she noticed him, he sprinted full speed toward our house.
What?
He tried our door handle on the way past, then ran back into the garden, threw the broken fence up, and started banging on all the windows of the empty house. We called the police immediately. They came, watched the video, took a statement, and left. We were shaken. Why would they try our door handle and then break into that house? What was he planning? A few nights later, while we were in bed, we heard whistling. The kind of whistle men use to harass women. It was 2:16 a.m. We listened quietly, and then heard someone tapping on our window. Terrified, we checked the cameras, but for some reason, they didn't record anything. Whoever it was must have left shortly after because the noises stopped. We were too scared to sleep, so the next day, we went to my mom's and stayed the night. When we returned the following morning, we noticed our Ring doorbell had been removed and placed on the floor. The SD card was gone. Someone had clearly come back, and we knew who it was. Who else would do that? We called the police again, and they told us to keep all the doors and windows locked. The woman on the phone even said that the removal of the camera could be a sign that they were planning something, which terrified us even more. But at least she was honest. The whistling, banging, and attempts to re-enter the house continued for weeks.
Weeks?
We made multiple police reports.
But
we never tried our door again.
An attack
we hoped it was over. But 3 weeks later, while in bed watching funny clips from our camera, we checked the live feed. That's when we saw a man outside, wearing a black mask covering his mouth and nose, with his hood up, standing in front of our garden with his arms spread wide, like he was imitating Jesus on the cross.
What?
He stared up at our bedroom window with his head tilted. We froze. At the time, we had moved the camera inside the house, so it didn't record. We were so shaken we didn't even think to screen
Just
record.
buy a shotgun, moron.
He then spoke, but we couldn't hear what he said. Then he turned around, walked to the opposite side of the street, and just stood there, staring at our house for about 30 minutes. We called the police again. They said it wasn't illegal to stare at someone's property and dismissed the whole thing.
Well, yeah, that's when we get a gun and it's not illegal to shoot him.
He made us feel like we were overreacting. We couldn't sleep for days. Any noise outside terrified us, even normal ones. Then, one night at 2:52 a.m., we got a notification. I woke my girlfriend and said, "Someone's outside, I know it. Please check the camera."
I don't know, these
she
people,
did.
like, come on.
There they were. 2 masked men coming from the side of our house, shining flashlights into our windows. One of them, the same man who had been harassing us, was holding what looked like a crowbar.
Oh shit.
Why us? What was the point of this?
Crowbar?
For days on end, he would stand across the street, pointing, waving, or shouting things up at our window. Every
he
time
didn't
we
break a
looked,
window?
he would stare blankly at us. It was clearly meant to scare us, and it worked. We kept contacting the police, but they've done very little. The harassment continues. We've got cameras now, and we record everything, but we feel powerless. Just earlier today, he stood outside again, staring up at us. We got it on video, and we're absolutely terrified. But
the video
we'll update
ain't
if anything
doing
else
anything,
happens.
though. I don't know more than scary. That's just sort of like a lesson in self-protection. Yeah, you get a pew pew. I would probably get some dogs, some, like, you know, big dogs that are not nice to, they're very territorial. Or just move. They said they're 20. I feel like they probably rent a house. They're 20. I don't know. That's not worth renting. That's a move for me. That's a I'll lose my deposit and move and go somewhere else where there aren't creepy people intimidating through the windows and cameras. Anonymous, okay.
Let me preface this by saying I'm not crazy. I know how this is going to sound. Paranoid, unhinged, delusional, but I swear, everything I'm about to tell you actually happened.
Unhinged.
It started with a face, or more accurately, faces that all looked just slightly off. 3 months ago, I ended a relationship with my ex, Caleb. We'd been together almost 2 years, and the breakup was long overdue. Caleb wasn't violent or anything, he never hit me, but he was controlling and possessive in that low-key and calculating kind of way. Perhaps the worst kind of way. He'd do things like track when I'm on my phone and quiz me on things I'd done that day to see if I'd give the same answer twice. After I left him, I changed my number, disabled my social media, and even moved apartments.
Okay.
I thought I was in the clear.
You did it right.
Then came the barista.
Barista?
It was a Tuesday morning. I stopped by this little hole-in-the-wall coffee shop near my new place. I'd only been there once or twice. As I stepped up to the counter, the barista, a girl about my age, smiled at me, but something about her expression made me pause. She tilted her head and said, "Good morning, sunshine." I froze because that was Caleb's nickname for me. It was not a common one. He used to say it sarcastically whenever I was upset, like, "What's wrong, sunshine?" He enjoyed pushing buttons. I brushed it off. Maybe it was a coincidence.
Could be.
But then it happened again. A few days later, I took a ride share to work. A different driver than usual, older guy, maybe in his 50s. He kept glancing in the rearview mirror like he was trying to recognize me, and then he asked me if I ever figured out what I was running from.
What?
He said it as casual as could be. I simply responded, "What?" And he just chuckled and shook his head, like I was in on some joke. Caleb said that to me once. After I told him I needed time to figure myself out, he leaned in, dead serious, and asked, "Ever figure out what you're running from?"
That's
now,
creepy.
2 strangers have repeated things he said, word for word. It kept happening. A woman at the grocery store bumped into me and whispered, "You don't get to just disappear." A guy on the street said, "Still wearing your hair like that," as he passed. Another one, someone who worked in my building, said, "You always liked this song," while humming the exact tune Caleb used to play when we argued. It wasn't their faces that freaked me out, it was the way they looked at me.
That's
like they knew me,
creepy.
or at least
The
thought they
heck?
did. They all had different faces, but their eyes all had the same expressions. I started thinking I was going crazy. I mean, what else could explain it? So I did something I wasn't proud of. I contacted Caleb. Not directly. I sent a message to his sister. I told her to tell him to stop. I figured maybe he hired a private investigator.
Stop possessing people.
Maybe he was stalking me or pulling strings, telling people things about me. I just wanted it to stop. She texted back the next day, saying, "I don't know what you're talking about. Caleb's in rehab. He's been there for 6 weeks with no phone."
Oh.
I didn't believe her. I thought she was covering for him. That is, until I saw a picture she posted of him on Facebook a week later, looking pale and sunken in, holding one of those one-day sober chips. So it couldn't be Caleb, or at least not directly.
Could he do
I
some,
couldn't
like...
shake the feeling that these strangers knew things they shouldn't, though. One night, I stayed late at work. I didn't want to go home because my apartment didn't feel safe anymore. Not that anything bad happened inside of it, I just didn't like being alone.
Oh, yeah.
Around 10 p.m., I finally called it a night. I walked the 10 minutes to my place, keeping my head down, headphones in, but no music playing. Something I learned to do so I could still hear if someone was following me.
That's smart. That's
when I turned the corner onto my block, I saw someone sitting on the stoop of the building across from mine. A young man with his hoodie up but his head down. I almost ignored him until he spoke. He said, "Cold out tonight, huh, sunshine?"
Oh God,
I stopped
the
walking.
sunshine again.
He didn't look at me. He just stared at the sidewalk like he was reading something on it. I slowly walked past and didn't say a word. When I reached my building, I went upstairs and locked every bolt on the door. I sat on the couch for hours, just listening to nothing. Eventually, I fell asleep. The next morning, I woke up to find my doormat flipped over. That might not sound like a big deal, but I live alone, and the door to my unit is on the top floor. You don't just accidentally walk by my place. The underside of my mat had something scribbled in pen. It said, "You can change your face too if you want, but I'll still recognize you." I didn't know what it meant, but I still threw up.
What the heck?
That day, I booked a hotel for the weekend. I left my apartment without packing anything.
Hey, Dusty,
I didn't feel safe
spooky.
even grabbing clothes. I just needed to be somewhere crowded. The hotel clerk gave me a room on the 4th floor. It was small, quiet, and kind of stuffy, but it felt safe. But only until around 2 a.m. When someone knocked on my door.
Welcome.
There were 3 slow knocks. I sat up in bed and waited. They knocked again eventually. I peeked through the peephole, and it was a woman, maybe in her 40s.
You're being
Her face was totally blank and expressionless. She was just staring straight at the door. She didn't say anything, so I didn't make a sound. And eventually, she left. It was one of the most disturbing things I'd ever seen. The next morning, I asked the front desk if someone had come by to my room.
Yeah, they
said no one should have been up there, especially that late. All the rooms on my floor were vacant. That's when it clicked. These weren't random people. They were being sent and fed my details. They were given phrases Caleb used. But if it weren't Caleb, who would do it? And why? I thought about Caleb in rehab, about his obsession with control and making sure I was never fully gone. He didn't need to be the one knocking, he just needed to send others to do it. So I started digging, and there was one conversation I remembered from months before the breakup. Caleb talking about a forum he was on, a place where people shared tactics. He made it sound like it was for productivity or self-improvement. I don't remember the name of it. Honestly, I don't think he ever gave me the name. But in retrospect, it sounded like some creepy, cultish roleplay crap, except it's happening to me for real. Someone, probably Caleb, had hired people to say his words and mimic his patterns, so that even if he was out of my life technically, I'd still be constantly reminded of him. It wasn't stalking in the traditional sense.
I don't know if
it was psychological graffiti. Like he was spraying himself onto strangers so I could never be sure who I was looking at. I don't think it's about watching me, but rather about making sure I never stop watching for him.
Yeah.
I moved again and disappeared off social media again. I even dyed my hair.
Pause it. Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense, right? Because like, oh, he hired people. Number one, that would probably cost a lot. Even, and if he's in rehab, he can't pay the people to do it. The other thing is, she says she moved, so he would have to know where she moved to, and then find people that are willing to go to where she's at to do those, and then to know exactly where she's at, like, oh, she's working and I'm gonna be out, like, yeah, it's probably a D&D group. It's weird.
I told friends not to tell anyone where I was. It worked until last week. I was walking home from the bookstore and a woman passed me on the street and said, "Still hiding behind books, sunshine?"
Oh gosh.
She didn't stop walking even just to look at me. I don't think this will ever stop. Maybe he paid some crazy underground service to do this to me for a year, who knows? Maybe he made it public. Maybe this is some sick underground game now. Who can scare Sunshine the best? Who can get the closest without touching? I can't trust anyone's face anymore. The constant paranoia is truly eating away at my mental health.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Just the story is a load of shit, or this guy is a massive normie. Just putting the blame on the motherfucker just browses Reddit. Yeah, one of the two. But in either case, she wasn't really attacked or, you know what I mean? It's just people saying stuff that creeped her out. So, I mean, it is creepy, but nothing happened to her. So, yeah. But if you're just coming in, welcome on in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Story 3, okay. Maybe this will be better.
My family is a group of homebodies that don't travel, so everyone was surprised when my aunt proposed a trip to one of Michigan's Great Lakes. We agreed, wanting to create new memories together. My cousin booked a spacious Airbnb that could somehow accommodate all 18 of us,
18?
which felt like a miracle considering the price. The house sat right on the beach, with gorgeous lake views that stretched for miles, almost like an ocean. Most of us claimed rooms in the main house, but because of our large group, some of us were placed in a second building directly behind it.
Oh, okay.
A 2-story garage with bedrooms upstairs. My 3 cousins and I were assigned to sleep there.
Okay.
At first, we didn't think much of it. We spent most of the first day enjoying the hot tub, relaxing on the beach, and soaking in the scenery. It wasn't until night that we entered the garage for real. The space was outdated and neglected, with carpeted bathrooms that smelled like mold, stained bed linens, and a poorly secured latch on the door. Clearly, the cleaners focused on the main home and ignored the garage.
Oh no.
My cousins were grossed out and refused to sleep on the beds unless we washed the sheets, so I suggested we do laundry. The machines were small, so we could only do one set of bed sheets at a time, and it was obvious we'd be up late. We passed time upstairs, waiting for the first load. My cousin Maria complained about how we got stuck with the worst place, and as she spoke, I started to feel uneasy, like something bad was coming. I've had this feeling before, a rare kind of intuition that usually ends in a nightmare or something worse.
Okay.
I told my cousins to stay alert, and they listened, especially since we'd all experienced a break-in before when we lived in Detroit. Around midnight, the bell rang from the first floor, signaling the wash was done. I went downstairs alone, swapped the load into the dryer, and brought up the clean-smelling sheets. When my cousins saw how clean they were, they wanted their bedding washed too, so I kept going up and down between cycles doing everyone's sheets.
I forgot to put some... Okay, you got
At around 2:37 a.m., we were finally done. We made the beds, and were too tired to stay up any longer. My cousin Nikki insisted we leave the light on, and while they all fell asleep quickly, I stayed up doing some schoolwork on my phone. I'm a light sleeper, something that's stuck with me since the break-in, and I remained hyper-aware of my surroundings even while half asleep. Then, around 3 a.m., a loud bang hit the garage door, like someone had thrown their body against it. I sat up, startled, but my cousins didn't move. I tried telling myself it was just wind, though the noise was too heavy for that. Still, I stayed quiet and tried to sleep. But then it happened again. Same deafening crash, this time shaking the garage door. The building trembled from the impact. I was fully awake now, watching the lamp-lit room as my cousins continued to sleep. No animal or gust of wind could cause that. 20 minutes later, the third boom hit. The garage shook again, and finally, 2 of my cousins bolted upright.
It took 3 times?
I asked if they heard that, already knowing the answer. Nikki asked what that was, and I said I don't know, but this is the 3rd time I'm hearing it. We all agreed no wind could cause that sound. Nikki suggested texting her mom, my aunt, so we did. It was 4:11 a.m. when she responded, realizing something serious must be going on. She woke my uncle, who ran outside to check the property. We stayed upstairs, too afraid to move, until we heard knocking. It was my uncle at the door, and when we opened it, we saw him standing there with my dad and a few of our older male cousins. That's when I knew it was serious.
What?
There was no wind, no one playing around. My uncle told us to grab our things that were going to the main house. Then he said there was someone on the property, and that's what made my heart sink.
Oh gosh.
I threw everything into my suitcase, and we all rushed out of the garage. Once inside the main house, most of the family woke up from the noise and commotion. We sat in the living room, trying to piece it all together. I told them about the first 2 loud crashes, and my cousins confirmed the 3rd. My aunt explained that when my uncle went out to investigate, she followed him. He shouted "hey" at someone standing behind the garage.
Oh.
The door to the main house slammed behind her right then, and there was no wind to explain it. She feared someone might have slipped into the house,
Oh,
so she ran to wake my dad and cousins. After searching, no one else was found inside. Then my uncle described what he saw. A man stood behind the garage, not hiding or moving, but staring like he wanted to be seen.
What's up with these people
When
staring?
my uncle called out, the man didn't flinch. He simply walked away and vanished, not into the darkness, but into thin air.
Oh.
The leaves on the ground didn't crunch, and there were no footsteps left behind. My uncle's not someone who makes up stories either. He's a serious, logical man, which made everything scarier.
Okay.
My brothers added that they found 2 jester cards, one in the main house and one in the garage. The one in the garage was twisted and demonic looking. One cousin pointed out that jesters symbolize mockery, and the loud sounds happened around 3 a.m., the so-called devil's hour. It was as if we were being taunted. My uncle had even checked for footprints, but saw only his and my cousin's, not the man's. Another cousin drove down the road during the incident to try and spot someone fleeing, but found no one. That day, no one returned to the garage. We squeezed into the main house, on floors, couches, anywhere there was room. My mom gave up her bed so we could sleep more comfortably. On the second night, she slept on a couch by the large windows and woke around 4 a.m. to footsteps on the porch. She didn't dare open her eyes.
No.
She was afraid of seeing someone looking in. Then she heard someone trying the basement door. It had a weak lock, and my brothers and male cousins were sleeping down there. The door rattled as someone tried to break in.
Oh gosh.
My mom rushed to the basement, but by the time she reached the beachside entrance, no one was there, and all the boys were still fast asleep. That was our last night. Though we planned to stay until Tuesday, we left Monday instead. On the way home, we couldn't stop talking about what had happened. When my mom found out I had been going downstairs alone during laundry, she theorized that someone might have been watching me and thought I was alone in the garage. The time between my last trip downstairs and us going to sleep lined up way too well with the banging sounds. Theories started to form. Some of us thought it was a neighbor trying to scare us off. Others believed there was something paranormal, especially because of the jester cards. My aunt pointed out that a normal person would have run when my uncle spotted them.
True.
But this man didn't run. He just watched and disappeared. We contacted the Airbnb host, who claimed she'd review the footage from the camera above the garage door, but we never heard back. It made us wonder, did she know the man? Was he a neighbor? When we first arrived, my sister and cousin had walked the beach and passed a woman next door. She watched them coldly, without friendliness or a greeting, just an unfriendly gaze. The house was in the middle of nowhere, and we understood how constant Airbnb guests might annoy locals.
That's
we were respectful. We didn't deserve what happened. This was our first family trip, and hopefully not our last.
Probably not your last, but that's pretty creepy. I picked the right day to do this stuff, making this quartz farming bearable. Getting comfy to creepy ass stories. That one potentially, yeah, it could just be some like a disgruntled neighbor. I wouldn't be like, I got Airbnbs going on in my cul-de-sac, so I know how frustrating it can be being a non-Airbnb house next to Airbnb houses. Not saying I would like throw my body against a garage door, but I could see someone like, you know, some people are really obnoxious. So I could see someone just being really mad that they just wanted to like scare people away. And that was the 3 stories there. We got through some 3 creepy stories. Okay. I just hydrated. All right. We got 10 scary and paranormal moments caught on camera. I feel like half of these aren't really that good. Good YouTube. Hydrate again. I did. Okay. Let's see. Can we oh. Look at that creepy, this little creepy thing here. Hey, Raphael. Why didn't it work? Hold on. The throws not work? Are they broken again? Hold on. Yep. Wow. Wait, so this one? It says connected. Hold on. Try reopening it again and see if it'll work. Yeah, it's always old all the time. See if this works. If not, then it just doesn't work. Alright. Good, fixed. Get on it. It broke. Tits was not working and now it is. Alright, let's look at some creepy stuff. Creepypasta. That was, yeah, I just reopened it.
Get the f out! Get the f out! Let's go! Tiberius!
Tiberius!
JJ Retro, an urban exploration channel, ventures into an abandoned house at the edge of an English village late at night. He's visibly nervous just standing at the entrance of the eerie location.
He doesn't look nervous.
I'm exploring somewhere like this because we're in the middle of nowhere, on the outskirts of Slinfold, at this rather creepy house. And there's a sort of haunted feel to it.
This is creepy. This is probably the creepiest building we've done so far in our urban exploring career.
Urban exploring. Huh?
Jen, what the f*** is that noise?
It's quite dark stairs. Very chin. Whoa. It's around. No.
Hello?
Hello?
No, come on. And that was the haunted house here in Slinfold and with.
Since part of the chair is obscured by the doorway, it's possible that someone off camera was making it move. Otherwise, this place is undoubtedly haunted.
Old ass creepypasta.
TikTok user Yosef was at home when something bright caught his eye. He rushed to his balcony and captured this incredible footage.
Wow.
A bright object moves through a massive cloud, revealing a tiny ball of light floating through the sky. This small, illuminated object moves at high speed and doesn't resemble any aircraft. Yosef turned to TikTok for answers, but no one knows what the hell this is. Speaking of UFOs, countless people in Indiana have reported strange, unexplainable flashing lights in the sky.
That's cool.
Christina from Kokomo, Indiana, was one of the curious bystanders who captured this bizarre phenomenon on her phone.
See it? A lightning bolt? Oh.
Whoa!
Wait, what?
Daddy, we see them!
I think that's playing with the lights, actually.
I know.
Like, I think it's a light from behind. Yeah, that's light play.
Peculiar lights appeared in the night sky, one after another. Christina and her daughter from Kokomo, Indiana, watched in awe as these glowing anomalies danced across the sky.
With lights
Chad,
in the back.
also from Kokomo, witnessed something that stopped him in his tracks.
Yeah, it's just real weird. Disappear, come back. Disappear, just move. Disappear.
Two clusters of lights hovered high above Kokomo, with glowing orbs appearing and vanishing simultaneously. Chad had never seen anything like this before.
The mothership arrived.
Sightings like these are becoming more common, leading me to believe we might be making friends with aliens soon.
I mean,
what do you think?
Harvard said.
Let me know in the comments.
They're heading our way. We'll be here in the fall.
According to Steve, this area is notorious as the location where a person who was taking lives in the 1950s concealed the bodies. It's believed that this individual might have resided in the nearby abandoned house, hidden deep within the woods. This information was published by Steve Ronan in April 2020. Upon exploring, the crew quickly discovers some unsettling items, including an assortment of bird skulls.
Hold on. If the aliens can either nuke us or give me money, I'd be fine with either. I mean, from what I read, they basically said there's something heading our way that's like traveling, I don't know if it's like 14,000 miles. It's like heading very fast. It's the size of Manhattan, so it's like 12 miles long. So they don't quite know what it is, but they're just like, it's really big. And the trajectory that it's on, it's like on a path. So they're just like, it might not be an asteroid. It could be something else. And I guess they're calculating by the speed that it's going, that it would be here in the fall. So then they're like, it could be a mothership. We don't know what it wants, but it could be a mothership. So, I don't know. It's rather a giant-ass asteroid or a mothership. Or they're lying, which could be true, too. I don't know. Ohio? No, Manhattan. Just like a meteor smacked. It could be. You never know. But they keep calling it the mothership. It's like, oh, well. If it is, we're really screwed if it is, because, well, if it's an asteroid, depends on where it's going. They didn't necessarily say their trajectory was directly to Earth, so it depends on where it would, like, is it gonna pass us? Is, you know, that, I don't know. But if it's a ship, we're screwed. You'd win. I don't know about that. All right. Let's keep going. Maybe they have, because, like, I don't know. I mean, if they've already entered our solar system. That's what it said. Whatever it is already entered our solar system. So I don't know if it's past Jupiter already, if they're saying it's going to reach us by fall, because I don't know how long it takes to get, obviously, past all the different planets. There'll be a lot of people wanting to smash the sea. That's true, Mystic. You're right. You're right. All right. Creepy stuff.
Later, they come across another piece of animal anatomy.
Oh.
A spine. What kind of animal does it belong to, and why is it here? It makes one wonder if Norman Bates once lived here. Adding to the eeriness, they find small figurines, one resembling a skeleton, and another that looks like Gollum. Is this truly the house of the 1950s maniac? Why were all these possessions left behind, and what's with the bird skull trophies?
Oh gosh, why,
It's a place
John?
I'd stay far away.
That was like they're using weird sound effects?
Bird skulls, or maybe mouse skulls?
No, I think it's like a rodent.
Yeah.
Like a family of rodents, but what?
No,
right
but
here, like this, I have no idea.
No idea.
Maddie on TikTok admitted to a massive mistake.
Hey, look.
Playing with a Ouija board without properly ending the session.
Ouija board?
Since then, he's been dealing with relentless hauntings in his home for 4 years. He documents these bone-chilling experiences to avoid feeling crazy.
I don't know what the f***'s going on with these dogs, bro. They're scared of some... Yo. I'm telling you, bro. That's the second time I heard those f***ing bells, bro. The
Why you got bells,
time. The second time. I'm home all the f*** alone, bro. Nobody is home. Nobody. No one is home.
Why are you going down there, though?
Nobody is home. And those f***ing bells. What's wrong, Petey?
Dog's
What's
like,
wrong?
bro,
What do you see?
Let's go.
You see something?
That's true, but I
You
guess
see
so.
something over here? I'm telling you, those bells, I heard them motherfuckers twice. What the f*** is going on? Petey!
No, the dog's
Petey!
too calm.
Petey!
The dog's just like, yeah, I'm going over
Petey,
here.
what's going on?
The bell on the door is Midwestern. That's true.
The TV turned on. The f***ing TV turned on. Petey, let's go. Go, Petey. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. What the fuck is going on?
Nah.
What the fuck
you
is
wouldn't
going
be
on?
like just standing there like
what the
film
fuck is going?
Petey's
It
vibing.
turned off. It turned off. Lucy, Bentley, let's go. Bentley, get out. Let's go. Tiberius, let's go. Get
the dogs aren't
out.
ready to go.
Get the fuck out.
There's nothing.
Get the fuck out.
Dogs
let's
are just
go.
like, why?
Tiberius.
Lucy. Oh, no, a remote. I know.
Oh my god. Charlie, let's go.
How many dogs he got, bro?
Come on. Come on, who's home? Come on, who's home? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on, T.
Dog's like, nah.
Come on. Lucy.
Lucy?
Maddie was on high alert when his dogs acted afraid of something in the house.
They didn't look afraid.
Bells rang, decorative balls flew out of a bowl, and the TV turned on and off by itself. Maddie rushed outside, fearing a paranormal threat.
No, Maddie just
Could
like
these eerie
strutted
events
away.
be linked to the Ouija board? Let me know what you think.
Hey, Vexen, welcome on in. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Creepy Town.
Colton and Casey ventured into the dense, dark woods to find an old hunting cabin, a place so remote that reaching it was an ordeal. The cabin had caught their attention due to chilling reports of unexplained phenomena.
But why
Whispers echoed in empty rooms,
why would you go there at
doors
night,
creaked
though?
and shut on their own, and shadowy figures drifted through the dim spaces. For Colton and Casey, this was reason enough to investigate. Once they arrived, the silence felt thick and suffocating.
The views, that's true.
After a brief discussion, they made the risky choice to split up. Colton would
Split
scour
up?
the area around the cabin, while Casey ventured inside.
Hell no.
What? Hello? I know that did not just open up on its own.
Could be a string. Also, I feel like if that happened, like, and no one was behind it, you would run your ass so fast out of there. You wouldn't be going there to be like, yeah, let's check it out. This thing opened by itself.
There being like another large. Oh, don't get, yeah, stay back. I know, you heard that right? Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Motion attacks talking, so you fucking do the second one, I definitely heard. That was fast. Where is it? What? What? I just heard the REM pod go off. I heard, Where is it? It's this way, right? You're right, it's easy to get lost in here, bro.
Okay. We're gonna catch something paranormal?
Oh my god, dude.
What the was that?
The door just it closed on its own when I was walking in there. Like there's a door straight back, right to the fucking hallway where the REM pod is, bro. Why didn't the motion detector go off?
Both hear their device echoing through the hall, glance at each other, and head toward the source.
You got a third friend
As they
with
approach
you?
the room, anticipation prickles their skin. Just as they reach the doorway, an icy gust sweeps through, and with a low, eerie creak,
Oh,
the
there was
door
a light on
slams
the other
shut in
side,
front of
too.
them.
That door right there just closed. I got it on camera, I'm telling you, bro. That. I got it on camera, I'm telling you, bro. That.
No, I don't hear it. What?
God.
Yeah. Oh. It's the red thing. Paranormal activity.
Dude, there was just like, could have been like transition. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
I know for a fact. Can you pick that up? There's like a bell or something that just rang in here.
I don't know. I feel like if those are really true creepy things happening, you just wouldn't be. You would leave, right?
Hello.
I mean, I guess some people are ballsy, but
is there anybody here?
I mean,
is that it right there?
I would think if I'm checking something that's supposedly paranormal and the doors open and close by themselves, I'm leaving.
When Casey checked each room, he spotted something lurking behind a doorframe.
Oh gosh.
A glimpse of a head.
Gross.
The cam turned back, and a strange brownish figure came into sharper focus. Chilling part. Casey had no idea he might have captured a ghost. Moments later, he entered the room where he'd seen the head, but it was gone. What did he capture that night? Who or what was that shadowy figure, and to whom did that terrifying head belong? Only they know the truth. Until then, it's up to you to decide. Was it real, or just an illusion?
It could be a third friend. That's gonna be
Sean
mine.
frequently posts videos of his stealth camping adventures, from working on his camper van to camping with his son.
Do they know the truth?
In one video, he spent the night by the ocean. The night was smooth until he went to bed, unaware that his sleep would soon be interrupted.
That's true. Cave crawlers, yeah.
I just heard something outside.
The baby with him? Cop? Checking the car? Could be. Oh, it's a car. Okay. Oh, camper, yeah.
Okay, I think they've gone. They literally tried to get in the van.
Oh.
It wasn't just a knocking, they were trying the handle. Let me check outside.
Bro, why would you go outside?
My heart was pounding then. I mean...
The window?
They were either trying to move me on or trying to break into the van. Either way, not pleasant. I think that if I'd heard them coming in more, I've got a metal pole here, I could have just got out and not done anything. I'm not moving.
Pole. Very nice.
I'm probably not going to sleep.
At 2 a.m., Sean woke to knocking on his van and someone yanking on the door. This anxiety-inducing moment kept him awake, listening for the lurker outside. Luckily, the person moved on, but the thought of someone trying to enter your van in the middle of the night is chilling, as their intentions could be sinister.
That's true. Pipe noise.
Roland and Omar embarked on a chilling expedition to explore America's most haunted locations, capturing numerous unsettling moments. We delve into 3 spine-tingling episodes. The first unfolds in a haunted house's living room at 11 p.m., where an ancient clock, a silent witness to spectral occurrences, had been frozen in time for over a decade.
Spectral clock.
If there is a spirit here that is shaking this clock, let me know. And why are you messing with my clock?
What do you mean, my
clock?
Let
me know that you are here. Show me some kind of sign. Do something. Did you just make the clock move?
Show me something.
Right,
it does.
What was that? Right, that clock
just showed you.
Moved.
Did you just make the clock move?
Did you just move?
Show me a sign. Do something. Holy f. Alright, that time, holy sh.
My clock. Didn't they just say they went into a spooky house?
What in the hell? I know that was not just open. That was shut.
Well, then close it.
Need something in here. Came from in here somewhere.
Well, that's someone's house. They got expensive cars. What? Your expensive car is about to become possessed. The heck is that? Okay. Fake Tessa would have been plucked. That's a chicken. Oh. Well, the car turned on.
This spirit must have been drawn to the high life, flicking the sports car's engine on and off in an eerie rhythm, savoring a taste of the luxury it had left behind.
Wait, someone
Tony on
left those cars
Reddit,
behind?
a Gundam anime fan who collects small
Gundam
robot
fan.
models, noticed something strange about one of his action figures.
Oh no, a
its
cursed
head
Gundam.
moved on its own. Assuming he was seeing things, he decided to record the figurine just in case it happened again.
That's a safety thing? Oh, it is moving. Oh, there you go. Cursed Gundams.
The head on the white figurine in front of
This
him
is
began
not
moving
scary,
on
it's
its
badass? I
own,
don't know.
turning and facing Tony in an
Some
insanely
near
creepy
car
way,
flashes and
as if
oh, shit.
ominously
Okay.
staring at him. These action figures don't have automatic turning heads, so what do you believe, real or fake? Let me know in the comments. In 2013, a YouTube user named Zero Fox
That's the
uploaded a
creepiest
seemingly
video I've
simple
seen.
video intended to demonstrate the various vision modes on the Xbox One Kinect. What was meant to be just a video accidentally turned into an incredible proof of the paranormal.
I think I've seen this one. Not the Xbox.
What
Oh.
Zeon grunts see when the Gundam shows up?
Guys, I just want to play my games. What's going on? That ghost was like, you got games on your phone?
I uploaded a video a while ago showing the different vision modes that the Xbox One Kinect can do. And a lot of people said it was edited because when I switched the vision modes, I changed position and my t-shirt changes to a completely different one. I've explained loads of times that this is exactly what happens with the Xbox One Kinect, and it changes aspect ratio. But I figured I might as well go one better and show you guys live. So let me just switch on the Kinect now, and like anyone with an Xbox One Kinect can do this themselves and see exactly what I'm talking about. See, I've got another webcam apart from the Xbox Kinect to show.
Oh yeah, the
that
color is different.
It's all legit and stuff. You just go down to this. Anyone with a Kinect can do this, and I'm still here. I haven't transported to any different alternate universes. Stuff changes position because it changes aspect ratio. See, that's crazy, isn't it?
Zero Fox made it very clear that he didn't edit the original video. But if he didn't, then what the heck was actually standing behind him?
I don't know. Not gonna lie, I don't know.
Do you believe in the paranormal? Are you paranoid that someone's watching? The Paranormal Paranoids are here to guide you, with Peter, Laura, David, and Riley as your hosts. These videos were posted by the Twitter account at Just the Paranoid. The first video is set at Keogh Falls, Ohio.
To most people, this forest is the same as any, but to the people of Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, who remember what occurred in 1994, these woods hold a sinister story. This is where it happened. It was almost as if she wanted to be found, wanted to be seen.
The crew enters a wooded area, and Riley explains why they're there.
It's Ohio.
To the locals, these woods are the setting for a sinister story.
I don't think it's there, Peter. Yeah.
Great camera quality, bro.
Over here.
Okay.
All right, what are we doing? Smile?
Yeah.
Okay.
To most, this forest is ordinary, but to the people of Keogh Falls, Ohio, who remember the events of 1994, these woods hold a dark tale. Not paranoid yet? Join the Paranormal Paranoids crew as they explore Dark County Correctional Facility in their second video.
That's fake? Well, I mean, it
It all
probably...
happened here, inside of these walls.
God.
What
was that?
The inmates that were brought here in the 1930s, they were
Like how you missed that?
maximum security. Did you do that?
Wait, did you do that?
I didn't touch anything.
Well, someone's going insane.
What? How? You feel what?
Cold. Holy shit. Riley, what? What? Look at this.
How far back does that go?
I have no idea.
Sure. That's pretty cool. Yeah, sorry. So, get this.
So
I mean,
we
it's
made
Ohio.
it.
It
Lincoln
probably could be
Elementary.
cool.
This school has an incredible haunted history, dating all the way back to 1976.
In their final tour, the Paranormal Paranoids delve into the eerie history of Lincoln Elementary, a school with a haunted past that dates all the way back to 1976. This educational institution has long been shrouded in mystery and tales of the supernatural, making it a prime destination for their paranormal investigations.
Is the legend true? David, what do you think?
I don't know.
Well, they're wearing hats and stuff, so of course it would be cold and see your breath.
Was actually stabbed right through it. Good scared stab. Steve.
I'm so glad that's Thank you.
I mean, he has a smile on his face.
Hey, stop. Right to toe with that. Right, don't go all by yourself. Right. Chill. I don't even know.
What do you think about the paranormal recordings of Jess and her friends, real or fake?
That looked creepy.
Write it in the comments.
And I guess that was it for the creepy stuff. I mean, I got a flight response too. You show me something creepy shows up, or you throw hands, I would run. I have it's fight or flight minus flight. I would run. I'm not trying to fight a ghost. Besides, they're spectral anyways. I don't think they could take physical damage. This one's like an hour long, so I probably won't get through all of them though. This is like creepy stories from the Appalachian Mountains, which is known to be a creepy place. If a ghost kills me, do I have to go to work tomorrow? I don't think so. What do? You might have to work your paranormal job. That's a ghost. It may put you to work. I'm throwing a haymaker if I get scared. I mean, you could. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they like recruit you and be like, okay, now's your turn to haunt for the next couple 100 years. I don't know. The only creepy story from the region is Chief waking up. Wait, what? Barkley. I'm gonna play the video.
This episode is especially nasally because allergies are destroying me from the inside out, and COVID currently has my family hostage. But I've got a job to do, and my peeps out there need their scary stories.
We do.
So today I've got some Appalachian stories for you about Appalachian monsters and ghouls that will have you running faster than you thought possible. This is Unexplained Encounters, and I'm your host, Darkness Prevails. You can follow me on X at Dark Prevails if you care about my opinions,
you need to
or if
change
you
your PNG to not like
get my new book,
like
Creepy
that.
Campfire Stories, if you enjoy Appalachian stories, of course. I'm sure you'll find a few in there. You can go to creepycampfirestories.com or find it on Amazon or your favorite bookstore. And send me your scary stories of the unexplained at darkstories.org.
Of course he liked it.
Quick question for all you folks out there.
He just
How would you feel about a
so
type of
you
episode
guys-
where stories are formatted into
sadist.
case files? So instead of, I saw the werewolf, it would be like, in 2069, one Rudgart Gooberdragger was walking alone in the deep dark woods. I think it'd be spicy. Let me know if you'd be fine with me testing it soon. Now, let's begin. The Appalachian Howler. From
I'm gonna
Samantha
cover this
C.
guy because I don't like him bugging out like that.
I grew up in a small hollow in the Appalachian Mountains. Our house was at the end of a dirt road that always turned to mud when it rained, with dense forest right behind it. My mother left when I was only 4 years old. I barely remember
everything's
her.
broke.
And I never knew my dad.
Thanks, Twitch.
His name wasn't even on the birth certificate.
I think that's what it is.
My grandparents didn't have much money either.
I don't know why that
but they
doesn't
are
work.
the ones that raised me. Grandpa worked in the coal mines until he got sick,
yeah, the
then
coal
did whatever
mines.
odd jobs he could find after that. Grandma grew vegetables in her garden and canned food for winter.
Okay.
We survived on Grandpa's disability checks and whatever animals he could hunt. One of my earliest
Megan,
memories is sitting on my
happy
grandpa's
Wednesday,
knee.
how you doing?
We were by the wood stove, and he would tell stories.
Barkley's
He had
not being
dozens of
ignored. I'm
stories.
sorry.
Tales about the Cherokee who lived in these mountains before the white settlers came. Stories about feuds between families that stretched back generations. Legends about creatures that lived deep in the hollers, where people rarely went, and for good reason. His favorite of all these stories was the story of the Appalachian Howler. The Howler, he'd say. His voice would drop low every time he said it. Is older than these mountains. Been here since before people. And it'll be here long after we're gone. Then he would describe it. Something between a bear and a wolf, he said, but larger than either, with a scream that could freeze your blood cold. According to Grandpa,
Bigger than a
the
bear.
Howler only came out on nights when the moon was new and the sky was at its darkest. You'll know by its call, he'd say. Not like any natural thing you've ever heard. If you're ever outside at night and you hear the Howler, you listen close. As long as it's howling, you're safe.
Oh.
But when the howling stops... Here he would always pause, making sure my eyes were wide. If the howling stops, it means it's found you.
Oh, crap.
As a kid, I loved that story. Sent shivers down my spine in the best way, like a good ghost story around a campfire. But there was something odd about the way Grandpa told it. Something in his eyes that didn't always match the playful tone in his voice.
He was warning
And I
me.
noticed early on that both my grandparents acted differently when the moon was gone from the sky. They were careful people by nature. Had to be, living so far out with no close neighbors, and suddenly having a little girl to look
How you
after.
doing? Welcome on in.
But on new moon nights,
Compliment
I swear,
somebody who you want to
they were
compliment.
downright skittish. Grandma would check the locks 2 or 3 times. Grandpa would bring in extra firewood, more than we'd need for the night. And they were strict about me being inside before sunset on those nights. Not just inside though, but doors locked, curtains drawn. No sense taking chances, Grandma would say if I complained.
Hope you're doing good as well.
It was always her answer. When I asked why.
Oh, gonna play a video. Let me pause. That's one of my art mama's sake. I should go follow. They are trying to get some. You're looking for a model. You need a model artist.
Так, трава. Верну ребятам. Стоять.
Oh, compliment? Okay. Tread is a wonderful rigger. Does a really great job. Probably the most movement I've ever seen in a model, or at least that I've ever had. This is like my third model, but this one has like the most angles that I've ever had. So I compliment his ability to do a lot of really cool things with rigging. A very talented rigger and deserving of the Live 2D award that he got. Very deserving of it. It's very cool. Hopefully that's good. We're here watching some we're listening to creepy stories because it's comfy and we're not actually scared, but we're just listening. So this one's about a howler that apparently lives in the woods.
No sense taking chances. I was 8 years old the first time I heard the howler myself.
Oh, okay, so you did
It
hear
was late October, just before Halloween. Perfect. The nights were getting longer, and there was a bite in the air that meant winter wasn't far behind.
That's nice.
I'd been in bed for about an hour, not quite asleep yet, just watching the shadows from my nightlight dance across the ceiling. At first, I thought it was the wind. We got pretty fierce winds in the fall sometimes, the kind that found every crack in our old house and moaned through them like a ghost. But this started low, almost too quiet to hear, then built up until it seemed to fill up the whole night.
Oh.
It wasn't like a wolf or coyote howl, so if that's what you're imagining, get it right out of your head.
Okay, get it.
Those sounds I knew from living in the mountains. But this was very, very different. It was rough and hoarse, like something with damaged vocal cords trying to make noise. The sound went up and down in a pattern that almost seemed like words that I couldn't understand.
Can't wait for
the
the
sound
winter,
sent
yeah.
goosebumps racing across my skin, and I was up and out of that bed before I even realized I'd moved, running for my grandparents' room. I found them both already awake. Grandma was sitting on the edge of her bed, pulling on her robe. Grandpa was at the window, peering out through a crack in the curtains. "Hush," Grandma said, the moment I came around the corner.
Why are they looking
before
out
I had
the
a
window?
chance to open my mouth. She held out her arms and I ran into them, burying my face against her shoulder. "Is that?" I started to ask. "Don't you worry about it," she said, smoothing my hair. "Everything's gonna be fine."
How do you know?
But I could feel how tense she was, and when I looked up at Grandpa, I saw something I'd never seen on his face before.
Uh-oh.
He was scared. He stepped away from the window and knelt down in front of me, putting his hands on my shoulders. "I'm gonna go sit in the living room for a spell," he said. "You
Wait,
stay here with Grandma, you hear?" I nodded, and he kissed the top of my head before leaving the room. A minute later, he was back with his shotgun.
Oh,
the
shoot.
old double barrel that
Double
normally
barrel?
hung over the fireplace. Something I thought was more of a decoration than a weapon most days. It wasn't the gun he hunted with. Grandma kept me in their bedroom.
You got the
and
double
we spent
barrel.
the night in there. She read stories and we played Yahtzee while the howling went on outside. Bless her heart, she tried her best to act normal for me, tried to pretend we were just having a fun night. But she kept glancing at the window, and she jumped every time the howling got particularly loud. I remember thinking that it didn't sound like it was coming from any one place. Sometimes it sounded close, right outside the walls even. Other times it sounded distant, far up on the ridge. But it never fully stopped. Not until the sky began to lighten up, with the first hint of dawn.
You have to deal with it all night long.
The next morning, Grandpa was asleep in his armchair, shotgun across his lap. Grandma made pancakes for breakfast, like it was a special occasion, and neither of them mentioned the sounds from the night before. When I tried to bring it up, Grandma just said, "Dear, some things we don't need to talk about in the light of day."
They say they don't talk about stuff.
After that, I always paid attention to the phases of the moon. Always knew when the new moon was coming, and I always made sure I was inside before dark on those nights.
So is it like a werewolf?
Fast forward several years. I was 13 years old, awkwardly between child and teenager. Grandpa had passed away 2 years earlier.
Oh no.
A stroke took him. Sorry if I get this wrong, but I think some sort of insurance claim or life insurance thing from the old mining job gave Grandma just enough money to pay off the house. And from there on, she was getting Social Security and using what little savings she had to live on. Since Grandpa's passing, we didn't hear the howler. Hadn't even talked about it.
Okay.
Part of me was starting to think it was just a story after all.
So maybe 7 years
Something to
had
keep me
passed?
from wandering too far into the woods at night. The rational part of my brain said those howls had probably been some animal. A mountain lion, maybe. Could have been a bear. And Grandpa's stories had just made them seem more mysterious than they were. It was spring break, mid-April. My friend Tammy was staying over for the weekend.
Okay.
Tammy lived in town, in one of those cookie-cutter houses with neighbors close enough to borrow sugar without leaving your yard.
Hey, don't call us out.
She loved coming out to our place. Said it felt like a real adventure. We'd spent the day exploring the woods behind our house. We were deep in conversation about Dylan, a guy in class who we both had a massive crush on. Tammy was convinced he liked me. I was sure he was into her, though, and we went back and forth, debating about stuff like that for hours. It wasn't until I noticed the light changing, the shadows getting longer, that I realized how late it had gotten. We should head back, I said, standing up and brushing dirt off my jeans. Tammy looked up, squinting at the sky visible through the tree canopy. It's not that late. Sun's still up, she said. Yeah, but it'll be dark by the time we get home, if we don't go now. She rolled her eyes, but got up anyway, and we started back along the creek. We walked slowly, still caught up in our conversation about Dylan, and whether his new haircut made him look more like Leonardo DiCaprio or not. We were maybe halfway back to the house by then, when I heard a sound that I hadn't heard in about 5 years.
Oh.
A sound I recognized instantly. Low and gravelly at first, then rising into something that made the hair on the back of my neck stand
dark
up.
already?
I stopped right in my tracks. My pulse raced. What's wrong? Tammy asked. The howling came again. I remember the way she cocked her head around, listening to it. What is that? Sounds like a big cat.
A big cat.
Tammy, we need to run, I said, and I grabbed her by the arm. Like right now, we need to get back to the house. Tammy laughed and shook my hand away. Are you serious? It's just some animal. Probably a cougar in heat.
Cougar in heat.
That's not a cougar, I explained. But even as the words left my mouth, I started to feel a flicker of doubt. Maybe it was just a mountain lion. Maybe Grandpa's stories and my own childhood fears had turned a normal animal sound into something supernatural. The howling came once more. It was getting closer, and Tammy raised an eyebrow. See? Just some horny cat, she said. And the way she said that, so confident, so dismissive, it made me feel stupid for being scared. Yeah, maybe, I said, relaxing a little. But still, we should get back. Grandma will be wondering where we are. We started to walk again, faster than before, but still not running. Part of me was still listening to the sound,
That's not the right
trying to
one.
compare it to the memory I had. Was it really the same? Or had I just built it up in my mind over years? We were nearing the edge of the woods, maybe a quarter mile from home, when the howling stopped. I felt that silence like it was actual weight on my back. At the same time, the woods got quiet. Just complete silence where there should have been noise. "Tammy," I said quietly, "we need to run. Now." She must have heard something in my voice, because this time she wasn't arguing. We started to jog along the path, the fading light making it harder to see where we were putting our feet.
Okay, so it was getting
We'd
dark.
gone about 50 yards when something landed on the ground behind us, with a thud heavy enough to vibrate my bones. We froze, then slowly turned around. The path behind us was dark. The trees overhead blotted out what little light was left in the sky.
Okay.
But I could hear something breathing.
Oh.
Deep and heavy breathing.
It's the horny cat.
"Run," I whispered. And this time, Tammy didn't need any convincing. We tore down that path. I could hear something behind us moving faster than any person could run, and I knew we were in trouble. In moments, we burst out of the tree line, and I could see my house in the distance.
I guess because
a warm yellow light
darker,
glowing in the
even though
kitchen
the sun's
window.
out.
As we broke from the cover of the trees, a sound like a gunshot split the air. A bit of bark burst from a tree not 3 feet from where we stood. I screamed, thinking for a wild second that whatever was chasing us had some kind of weapon.
She has a gun.
But then I saw Grandma standing in the yard.
Nice. Grandma's
She was holding
pew-pew.
and pointing Grandpa's shotgun. "Run!" she was screaming.
Wait.
"To the house!
Shotguns
now!"
are for close, not
We
for
ran
far.
like our lives depended on it, because in that moment, I truly believed they did. We made it to the porch, and Grandma was there, grabbing us and shoving us through the door. Then she slammed it behind us and threw the deadbolt. "What were you thinking?" she demanded. I can remember how pale her face was. Her hands were shaking as she leaned the shotgun against the wall. "Being out this late tonight of all nights." I'm sorry, I gasped. I was trying to catch my breath. "We lost track of time. I didn't realize it was a new moon." Grandma closed her eyes for a moment, took a deep breath. When she opened them again, she looked calmer. "You're safe now. That's what matters."
Is it like a vampire too, then?
Tammy was looking between us, confused and still scared. "What's going on? What was that?" Grandma looked at her for a long moment, then sighed. "Come with me. Let's go sit somewhere more comfortable. I'll make some hot chocolate and we can talk."
Hot chocolate?
We ended up in Grandma's bedroom, just like that night years ago. Soon she brought in hot chocolate and cookies, and we were sitting on her bed.
Apparently it knew where they
while
went,
she took
right?
the rocking chair.
So it didn't, like,
"What
break
your
in?
grandpa used to tell you about the Howler," she said, looking at me. "It wasn't a story." "I know," I said quietly. "What Howler?" Tammy asked. So I told her the story from memory, the way Grandpa had told it to me all those years ago, about how it only came out on the darkest nights, how its howl was a warning, and how silence meant danger.
Danger.
"That's what was out there?" Tammy asked when I finished. "That's what was chasing us?" Grandma nodded. "I've lived in these mountains my whole life, and I've only seen it twice. Once when I was about your age, and again tonight." "You saw it tonight?" I asked. "Just a glimpse," she said. "When you girls came out of the trees, I saw something right behind you. It was big, covered in hair, moving in a way that no natural critter moves." She shook her head, explaining that she'd fired a shot at it, but missed, and how she was so panicked and worried for a split moment that she may have shot us,
That's
but luckily
true.
hadn't. But it did seem to scare the thing off. Within the hour, the howling had started up again, distant at first, then moving around the perimeter of our property, like it was pacing. We stayed up late into the night, playing Yahtzee, of course, and talking, trying to pretend we weren't listening to the sound.
To the sound.
The next morning,
Creepies.
Tammy's parents came to pick her up as planned. I was afraid she wouldn't want to come back after that.
Yeah.
But as she was leaving, she leaned in and whispered, "That was the most exciting sleepover ever. Wait till I tell everyone at school." Don't. They'll think we're crazy, I told her. She grinned. It'll be our secret then. Besides, I definitely want to come back. Maybe not on a new moon, but I'll come back. After that night, Grandma established a new rule. No going outside after 4 p.m. on new moon days. No exceptions. I didn't question it. Even now, I find myself checking the moon phase before I make plans. Old habits die hard, I guess. But better than dying in the woods, you know?
True.
I got a job in the city after high school, and never found my way home for more than short visits. Whenever I do go back, I drive up that winding road to the house where I grew up, and I keep a good eye on the trees, whether it's day or night.
All right, nice.
Snollygaster. From Earthshake Crew. My wife and I started hunting together back in 2010, a year after we got married. We're both from rural Virginia, grew up in families where hunting was just part of life.
Okay.
Every fall, we'd take a week off work and head into the Appalachian Mountains for deer season. We had a small cabin that we rented from an old guy named Earl. I think he liked us, as he charged us next to nothing, as long as we brought him some venison jerky when we came back the following year. A great guy. We had plenty of normal hunting trips over the years, some successful, but others not. But there were 2 trips, one in 2014 and the other in 2019, that I still can't explain. The first incident I'll talk about happened in November 2014. We'd been at the cabin for 3 days with no luck. Hadn't even seen a decent buck.
Okay.
On the 4th morning, we decided to try a new area, about 2 miles north of our usual spot. This part of the woods was different. It had older trees and thicker undergrowth, and was oddly peaceful. We'd been on our blind for about 3 hours, just after sunrise, when the air just sort of changed. It's the kind of thing that's hard to describe unless you've experienced it, but I think other hunters would know what I mean.
Yeah,
Felt like the temperature dropped about 10 degrees in seconds, and there was a pressure in the air, like there was a storm a-brewin'. I remember looking at my wife and seeing she felt it too. I asked her if she thought we should head back, and she nodded. Just as we were packing up our gear, we heard a sound unlike anything I'd ever heard in those woods before. Not a deer or a bear or even a bobcat. It was high-pitched, reminded me of metal grinding against metal, and it echoed real well through the trees. My wife grabbed my arm and pointed to the ridge about 200 yards ahead of us. There, we saw something moving through the tree line.
Oh no.
I thought it was a person, because it was walking upright on 2 legs. But the way it moved wasn't right. It was sort of robotic, and too fast for someone navigating rough terrain. We only saw it for about 10 seconds, before it disappeared behind the ridge. It was big, too, taller than a man, and we had seen what looked like wings on the thing.
Wings?
And those had about a 15-foot wingspan. The wings weren't feathered, but looked leathery, more like a bat's. The body was dark, either black or deep green, hard to tell in the shadows and from that distance. We didn't stick around much longer. We grabbed our things and got out of there as fast as we could, without running. The whole way back to the cabin, we heard that metallic screeching, always seeming to come from a different direction. Sounded to me like we were being circled. When we made it back to the cabin, we tried to rationalize what we'd seen. I suggested it was some sort of large bird of prey, perhaps an eagle that looked bigger because of the angle or the light. My wife thought it could have been a hang glider, though we both knew there were no launch sites anywhere nearby. But we didn't want to admit how wrong it all felt.
Well, yeah, it was walking
That night,
upright.
Earl stopped by the cabin to drop off some firewood. My wife brought up what we'd seen, trying to keep it casual. Earl got real quiet, then asking exactly where we'd seen it. When we told him, he said that area had a history of strange sightings going back over 100 years.
100 years.
Local folks called a creature there the Snollygaster.
Snollygaster.
According to him, it had been described as part reptile, part bird, with tentacles and sometimes metallic parts.
What?
I thought Earl was just messing with us, telling us an old folktale. But the way he described the sound it would make, that metal-on-metal screeching, it matched exactly what we'd heard. And he seemed genuinely concerned, advising us to stay away from that part of the woods, especially at dawn and dusk. We finished our trip without incident, sticking to the safer hunting grounds Earl recommended. We didn't see anything unusual there, nor for the remainder of that season. Eventually, we convinced ourselves it had been some kind of large bird. Maybe combined with stress and poor visibility, we'd amped it up in our heads to something scarier.
Sure.
5 years passed. We went back to those same woods every season, but we avoided the northern area where we'd had our strange encounter. Part of me had mostly forgotten about it, filed it away as one of those weird experiences you can't explain but don't dwell on much. And then came November 2019. It was our last day of the trip, and we'd had a good season. 2 nice big bucks between us. We decided to head out early in the morning to try for one more before going home. We went to a spot about a mile east of the cabin, an area we knew well. The morning was foggy, and visibility was maybe 50 yards at most. We'd been in our blind for about an hour when we started to hear rustling from a thicket about 40 yards ahead. I raised my rifle, expecting to see a deer emerging from the brush. What stepped out was no deer. It was roughly the size of a black bear, but the resemblance ended there. It had a long neck, and what I first thought was its head looked more like a beak.
Oh.
Not like a bird's beak, mind you, but something harder, almost metallic in the way it reflected the little bit of sunlight cutting through the fog. The creature had 4 legs, thick and powerful looking, but they bent weird, more like a reptile's than a mammal's. The strangest feature was what appeared to be tentacles or thick tendrils extending from its shoulders of all things.
Okay.
There were at least 6 of them, constantly moving like they were tasting the air. My wife and I froze. We didn't speak, and we didn't move. We could barely breathe. The creature seemed unaware of us, scanning the ground like it was looking for something, and we were determined to keep it that way. After what felt like forever, but honestly was probably only 30 seconds, it made that same metal grinding sound we'd heard 5 years prior.
Oh.
But softer, like it was talking to itself. But then it looked up sharply, directly toward our blind. I'm certain it couldn't see us. We were well concealed and downwind, but it seemed to sense something.
Ew.
My wife slowly raised her phone to try to take a picture. The movement was tiny, barely perceptible, but that creature reacted immediately. It reared up on hind legs, standing almost 8 feet tall at its tallest, and spread those wings. But they weren't like a bird's. They were more like a bat's or even a dragon's from a movie. Leathery and ribbed.
Stupid photos.
It screeched again, so loud it hurt my ears, then lunged forward into the fog. Thankfully not toward us, but parallel to our position.
Oh, it was like
it moved incredibly fast, like it was gliding rather than running, and disappeared into the fog. We waited about 10 minutes, neither of us saying a word, before we decided to get back to the cabin. The whole way back, we kept scanning the trees and sky, expecting to see it again. But there was nothing. When we got back, my wife checked her phone, hoping she had managed to get a photo. But nope, she had never even clicked the button.
Oh.
Probably so scared, she'd forgotten whether she had or not.
Well done.
We packed up and left early, not even waiting to say goodbye to Earl. On the drive home, we finally talked about what we'd seen, agreeing that it did match the description of the Snollygaster from local legends. The mix of bird and reptile features, the metallic elements, the tentacles. My wife was fascinated by this the further away we got, so she did some research. The Snollygaster has allegedly been part of Appalachian folklore since the 1700s, with reports peaking in the early 1900s, when local newspapers actually ran stories about sightings. According to the legends, it has octopus-like tentacles, sharp teeth, and sometimes a metal beak, but it depends on who you ask.
Oh.
It's said to make a screaming metallic sound and will prey on livestock and people.
Oh.
Most accounts describe it as having leathery wings and a wingspan of up to 25 feet. Some even claim it has a single eye in the center of its forehead.
Gross.
Though that was something that we could not confirm from what we saw. The thing that bothered me, though, was the consistency between our two sightings, 5 years apart. Both times, the creature had the same distinctive features and made the same unusual sound. And both times, it seemed to be searching for something. I don't know if what we encountered was truly the legendary snollygaster, or some undiscovered species, but it doesn't fit any known animal I know of, and people out there still report to see it from time to time.
I don't think that's a normal animal. Oh, wow. I don't know if we have enough time for another story. This one goes on... This one is an hour long. And you're at minute 28. So I think what I could do is pause, just keep this in my, let's see, save. I'll save it in my watch later. So that if we do another, like, react thing, we have some, we have more, because creepy stuff be creepy. Alright, let me go here. I don't want to creep myself out too much, and also don't want to creep everybody else out too much. I think that was a pretty good mix of random stories, supposedly ghost sightings, and then Appalachian. I know Appalachia has a lot of, like, supposed, like, supernatural and creepy stuff, so. Yeah, it was chilling, but I'm getting tired. But I think it was pretty good, because we got through most of the videos I had. Because video number 1 was 23 minutes. Video number 2 is 26 minutes. So that's almost an hour. And then we did about 30 minutes on the other one. So yeah, about an hour and a half. Plus the yapping that we did. That pretty much, yeah, it's pretty good. Let me see, what do I have on my schedule? I have Friday, we could do more Silent Hill, or if we have people around, we could do like Mech Break or something like that. If not, I'll do Silent Hill. Same thing with Saturday as well. So basically the weekend will be our horror games, unless there's people around to play some like community type game, then we could do that. And if they're not, then we'll divulge into more Silent Hill 2, make some more progress on that. I think that sounds like a good plan. I was watching more gameplay videos of the Silent Hill Aft. I feel like the gameplay is going to be quite different, so I don't know, because like it seemed quite different from 2. I don't know if 2 is similar to the other ones as far as like mechanics and stuff, but it seems like you're definitely switching to something completely different. It's gonna be peak. It seems completely different, like with stamina bars. The weapons have durability, so you're gonna have to like watch your durability. There's no guns. There's a lot of dodging that you'll need to do. I think the video that I saw, the person was talking about how like the first boss, because they played the first 5 hours or something. This is the first boss, like took them hours to defeat, and someone else they knew like couldn't defeat defeat it, like it was very difficult. So it sounds like it's going to be definitely a different experience. So I'm like, I don't know if I just want to figure out the emulator stuff and do like a more recent one until the remake comes, or if I want to like go into that, because it seems definitely different. Not in a bad way, but just like it seems like it's going to be definitely different type of. Oh yeah, and then it said something like there's the main character's like psyche is part of it too, where it's like if she gets too like riled up or something like that, like scared, she can't move. So it definitely sounds quite different. I'm like, you know, so it's definitely gonna be like a learning curve there. So I'll probably watch people play it and see how that goes. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Like watch it and see how hard / easy it might be for some people. But yeah. And I got kind of like bummed because I saw a post for like a cat game and I was like, ooh, cat game. It was like a puzzle game. I was like, ooh, cat and puzzle game? But then the comments were like AI slop. I was like, ugh. AI ruins everything. I mean, at some point, I think it's just going to be what everything is. But for now, it's going to be no. A big, fat no. I don't want any of that. I don't support it. Although it seems like they're just kind of like forcing you to. Like, I don't think you're gonna. At some point, you're not really gonna have a choice. Like, you're just gonna have to. We're just kind of sad, but like for the people that don't want to, it should just be normal. But apparently, it's not. But what do I know? I'm not. I don't really use ChatGPT or like any of that kind of stuff, so. Which I saw an article talk about how apparently recently those escape rooms, like, you know, it's an experience, right? You go there and then it's puzzles. It's like real life puzzles. You try to like find the clues and escape the room. People that work there have been talking about a lot of people apparently recently go in there and then they whip out ChatGPT and ask it to help them get out of the room, but ChatGPT can't do it because obviously it is built upon things it has experienced, and because it doesn't know anything about the rooms, it can't help them get out. So then the people are mad, and it's like, okay, so you can't use your own brain to think. You go to an experience just to to have something do it for you? Like, that's a waste of money. We said it's so bad now. People on eBay are using image for, oh gosh. Yeah. I don't think, I mean, at some point it's just gonna be everything. What can you do? I don't think there's much you can do, but I just thought that was funny. It's like, so those escape rooms aren't exactly that cheap. So I'm like, why pay that much just to essentially try to cheat an experience? cheat an experience. I don't understand. Okay. All right, why the music playing? I'm going to see who's on. Duck Detective. You know what? I haven't seen Zion in a good hot minute. I might do that because it has been Yeah, they're playing some Warframe, so I'll send you guys over to some Warframe. And I haven't seen my Sea Slug sister in like a long time anyways. Okay. So that was interesting. That was kind of fun. There was some creepiness. Wasn't too creepy, but interestingly enough though. We'll maybe do some more. Because it's kind of fun to just chill, watch some videos. But yeah, I'm going to send you guys over to Zion. So I will not be online tomorrow because it's Thursday. I'll be back on Friday for like, I guess, Fear Weekend. As per usual, if you haven't, you should probably check out the socials. Everything is there, including my drink line, which you could get 10% off. It is indeed yummy. I have 1 hydration and 1 energy, and they are indeed yummy, so Misa approved, and the soap smells good. Alright. I'm gonna get this ready. We got our raid messages. Alright. Ending. Nice, right as the music ends. Alright, we're gonna raid Zion Z. There we go. It's been a hot minute since I've seen Zion anyway, so we can go say hi. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening and a wonderful Thursday. Hopefully I will see you again on Friday. If not, then have a good however many days until I see you again. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Good times. Very good times. Please say hi to my Sea Slug sister. And yeah. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Okay, that didn't work very well. Hold 1, press 1. Hiyori, thank you so much for the raid. Cat, I'm stuck beatboxing. Why did I call you Hiyori? Misa, thank you for the raid.